Welcome to Yeukai Business Show, UK's premier business show where we feature business thought leaders, high achievers, and industry experts. Today's episode is brought to you by World Outsourcing Solutions Limited, a company that specializes in helping executive business owners with virtual assistant services and business growth systems. Here's your host, Yeukai Kechidori.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to another very special episode. And with me is somebody very special who has an amazing story around relationship. And I've been joined by Shradha all the way from India. And as we always do, we want to bring you people who are living life large, people who have overcome a huge obstacle and have gone on to help other people. In fact, Shradha has created a system that she uses to help in relationships, business owners, and also people in other areas of life. Shradha, thank you so much for joining us here on the show today.
Namaste from India, Yeukai, and it is an absolute wonder and truly an honor to be on your show. Thank you so much for having me here.
Incredible. Now, we're going to be talking about the F.A.I.T.H system, which my dear friend has created and is helping a lot of people. And today you're going to hear about stories of how people have used this system to change their lives, the F.A.I.T.H system. Just to get us started, please, Shradha, help us understand who you are and a little bit about your background.
I'm just a mere human being who was born in a village in India and went off to a boarding school at the age of 4. Got married to the first proposal that came her way and was raped on her wedding night. It's amazing how we continue to follow the conditioning that we are raised with and then blame our circumstances for our lives. I did just that. For more than 2 decades of my life, I lived like a dead soul in a moving body. And then on the 20th of May 2015, when my mother-in-law got up to beat me, I could take no more. If you ask me what took me so much time, it was my faith. And so on that day, I decided not only to help myself, but to help others too. And soon after, I developed the F.A.I.T.H system and acronymed it for F for focus, A for accountability, I for invest, T for thoughts, and H for hunger. I was recognized as the first Indian ambassador for the Les Brown Institute from India. I have also been endorsed by Mr. Brown. My first book became a bestseller, Witness the Breakthrough. And it just makes me even more humble to what all one can do when one begins to believe in themselves. So that's a little bit about me, and thank you very much for giving me this honor.
Yes. One of the things I love about your story is you were using your faith to stay in the sort of abusive marriage for a long time. But at some point, you had to use your faith to get out of that relationship. And I'm interested to find out, how you eventually got the courage to step out of an environment which was really difficult to live
in. Yes, most of us women continue to do for the family, and that is exactly what I did. I was using my faith for helping my husband, helping my family, my children, but I never thought of using that same faith on myself.
Right.
And so I continued to, pour into them and help them be their best. But like they say, you cannot give from an empty cup.
Right.
I was getting depleted, drained out completely. And so when I went to America and met Mr. Brown and heard him, uh, talk to my heart, I realized that how the air hostess tells you that when the oxygen drops and the mask falls down, you all you need to do is wear it before you help the infant wear it beside you.
Yeah.
And so I got those reminders that I really needed to look after myself, to look after others. And that's what happens with self love. When you begin to acknowledge and respect yourself, is only when you can do that for others. I learned it the hard way, Yeukai, but better late than never. And then I began to apply the very same faith in the form of the faith system to not only revive myself, but to help others to believe in faith as well. Yes.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. We see it all the time, regardless of where people are based. There is enormous level of faith in all of us, and you can use it to stay in a situation that is difficult. We can use that to step out of a difficult situation. If somebody is listening, Sandra, today that is in a very difficult situation, what would you say to them?
I would say that believe in yourself. Go on believing in yourself and witness the breakthrough.
Yes. Yeah, believe in yourself. Get started believing in yourself. Life is more than what you're experiencing right now. I'd be very interested to talk about the faith system, perhaps to just get us started on there. What you mean, by this system and who can use it?
The faith system is something that everyone can use in every situation, because if there is anything, especially after COVID, we are reminded that all that we have to ourselves is the faith in the hope that keeps you going when life throws curveballs at you.
Yeah.
And when there is so much of uncertainty, and when there is so much of a lack of awareness, all that one can hold on to is their faith.
Yes.
And so not keeping it confined to the religious aspect, but to expanding it in a holistic manner to understand what really faith is. It's about that focus that you have, the focus that you can actually have on getting what you really want. So the faith system is basically for each and every one of you and me.
Amazing. Talking about the very first letter, the F for focus, I've discovered that anything that I don't put much focus into it, the chances are the results will be very poor. Talk to us about this, perhaps for those who are listening.
Yes. And I'm reminded of this one girl who reached out to me from southern England. And she was actually in a very terrible state because she had fled from her country under the pressure of doing more. In her early 30s, she was all the time coaxed for not doing enough, not having her own house, not having the best job, not doing this. All this happened before COVID, and she fled from there and was in a Southeast Asian country. And she reached out to me, and she was really in a very low state, not knowing what to do and how to do more when she was actually doing more than she could. And that was affecting her health. She was going through hair fall. She was not eating well, loss of appetite. And then her friend introduced her to me. And when we started our coaching sessions, Yeukai, she revealed that she had this commitment phobia towards her boyfriend, who she had been dating for the last 11 years.
Wow, long time.
And she could not commit to him And because of the lack of trust, and not more than on the boyfriend, she couldn't trust her own self for uh, look, sort of seeing through that relationship. And all of that was affecting not only her but her entire family. So when she gained clarity on focusing what she really wanted in her life, did she want to actually commit to her boyfriend? Did she want to show her family that yes, she was absolutely in the right, stage in her life, or did she really want to um, feel better in her own being? What did she really want? So once we got that clarity, then I could actually help her move to the next step and take her life to the next level. So clarity is very important. Most people will not know what they really want and will keep going round and round and round with their problems and staying there just where they are, or probably getting worse. But when this girl, I mean, I cannot reveal her name, respecting her confidentiality, but when she actually got the clarity and remained focused, so we took one thing at a time, and she said, the first thing that I want to do is commit to my boyfriend and go back to England, and then take it from there, then tell my family that yes, I am enough, and then finally, start living the life that I want. So when you have that focus, only then can you achieve and be at ease and have that peace of mind to go further in life.
This is so true, really, because without clarity, you cannot really hit the goal that you want to have. So having focus, for those perhaps who struggle with focusing, do you have any tips of how they can get themselves to a place where they can focus?
Absolutely. And in India, especially for your Indian listeners and those of Indian origin, I would want to remind them of a story from our epics, which is of the Arjuna.
Yeah.
And this is from our mythology, actually. So when Arjuna's guru actually called him up to aim at the wooden bird that was hanging from the tree, he had to pull his the bow and arrow to aim at the bird's eye. Arjuna's guru asked him, "What do you see?" And he said, "I just see the eye." Whereas his other brothers spoke of the leaves, the branches, the clouds, the mountains, and of the guru himself.
Yeah.
So all I can say is that focus on what you really want by narrowing down and coming closer to just the thing that you really want, rather than going around and having everything else but not what you really want. And so that's why his brothers failed, whereas Arjuna could hit bullseye. So the same thing goes for all your listeners. If you can narrow down your focus and eliminate all the other distractions, that will give you clarity to focus better.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you for sharing that. It makes perfect sense. Let's talk about A in the focus system, in the faith system.
Thank you very much for that. And that A stands for accountability.
Right.
Now, when you are focused and you want to aim at that I, or you want to aim at that particular thing, that particular project in your business, or that particular client that you really want to nail down, or that particular employee of yours who is really not a part of your team the way you would want it to be, what should you do next is hold yourself accountable. And how do you do that? By having an accountability partner.
Right.
Most of us are engaging in small talk or not able to express themselves to others because we fear being judged. So like my mentor Les Brown says, that have those OQPs in your life. By OQP we mean only quality people. People who actually encourage you for who you are, believe in you for who you are, and uplift you unconditionally for who you are. And how do you get to know them? When they are listening to you without judgment, when they are with you, irrespective of all the roadblocks and all the, upheavals that you go through.
Yeah.
And you can count them on your fingers. So when you have those OQPs and you hold them, a sort of responsible for staying the course, helping you stay the course, then they become your accountability partner. So it reminds me of this girl who was actually pregnant. And that's why I say relationships are so attached to not only your lives, but even to your careers. And they help you in a very, very drastic manner. Because this girl was pregnant and the boyfriend was not ready for a child. And so he was getting stressed because his business was not doing well and he wanted an abortion. And this girl was stressing out. So they reached out to me. And then I sat through the faith system with them and asked them to be accountability partners to each other. And when they actually understood this girl could go through the abortion, which was their decision. I am not here to uh, encourage people to go through what they went through, but the decision being one by holding each other accountable really helps in sharing the agony that one goes through with such kind of decisions. And that's what happened when they held each other accountable. And in return, the girl could go through the trauma by him holding her hand. And she also helped him focus on his business by being there for him and, agreeing to wait till they were ready. So that's what happens when you hold each other accountable by having accountability partners.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Even if I look in my own life, areas that I have progressed that I'm very proud of are areas that I've had an accountability partner, be it a coach or somebody who will say, hey, you're working on that goal. What is happening right now? And you have this at school, you have this at university, you have it at work. But when you fail to have that accountability partner, you begin to lose sight. Absolutely. How shall we move on to I?
Absolutely. And I stands for invest. Invest that time because time is all you have. Time is the energy. And like they say, that the best gift that you can give someone is your time. So gift that time to what you really want rather than whiling away that time to not, being able to get what you want. Most people are spending their time cribbing, blaming, and sort of getting further down in that mess that they are for not achieving what they want. But if you invest the time by going to those conferences, by having those mentors, by reaching out to those coaches, by listening to the right podcasts, by listening to the right people, by reading the right books, by getting the right information that you need to stay focused and to hold yourself accountable, then you're investing your time wisely to remain intact in your faith to get what you want.
Amazing, amazing. If you're just joining us, we're having an amazing conversation about the F.A.I.T system, which is a system that Shradha has created and has worked on people to improve people's lives on a number of cases. And we have covered focus, accountability, and investing your precious gift that you have, which is time. And let's talk about T for a moment.
We have 86,000 thoughts enter us daily. Now, that is not in our control. That's a research that has been done by the MIT. But we do have control on the thoughts that we can dwell on. And now is the time to shift your thoughts from negative thoughts to remaining positive because your dream is yours. And only you can stay the course and live your dreams. Like my mentor again, Les Brown says. So when you are shifting those thoughts from negative thoughts to positive ones, then you can really focus. And like Earl Nightingale has said, we are what we think about. We are what we think about. So, are you really thinking for your dream or against it? Are you really thinking on how to remain focused or are distracted with all that is not in your capacity? That questioning is very important, and that will help you remove and eradicate all the negative thoughts to dwell on that enhances your focus, your accountability, and helps you invest the time.
Indeed. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. All the religious books that I've read, or philosophy books that I've read, they agree on this thing that we become what we think about. And it has, if you think on the positive thoughts or what you really want, you're going to achieve it. If you think of the negative thoughts, you're going to experience it. It really is amazing. And what separates us from the rest of the animal kingdom is our ability to control our thoughts, and that is an amazing. And for those who find themselves struggling, Shradha, with controlling their thoughts, do you have any maybe tips on how they can start doing
that? There was this very nice example that one of my coaches gave me, is that just like you remove your clothes every morning, that I want to wear this, and then at times you decide, no, not this, and you put the hanger back and you remove something else from your cupboard or your wardrobe to wear. Yes. Similarly, when you are sitting in nothingness, when you are trying to meditate or taking a moment of silence, and you notice that this thought is not enhancing you in any manner,
yes,
hold that thought and place it back in that compartment, and remove the thought that you want to wear, that thought that brings a smile on your face, the thought that sparks a joy. That's the thought that you would like to wear. Just like how you remove clothes to wear, similarly, you can wear your thoughts.
It's a beautiful, beautiful put. Absolutely. It's the first time I've heard it that way, and it's amazing. I love what you mentioned about sitting in the moment of nothingness. Would you expand on that for a moment?
Yes. I actually, in this journey, Yeukai, I noticed that most of us are running, God knows to prove what to whom.
Yes.
And in the process, we are losing out on everything. At times, we want to sort of, look for the trees, but we forget the forest. We look for the day, but we forget the sunrise. We look for the smile, but we forget the journey. We look for so many things, and we miss out on the small things that really count to that very thing that you're leading to. So living in the now is something that I realized is the most blissful feeling. And that comes with letting go of everything, to take that pause and just breathe. Yeah. Focus on your breathing. And like I said, now this time you want to just how you bathe and you remove your clothes to wash off the dirt off from you. Similarly, pick every thought and just bring it outside of your being, and that will help you still yourself to nothingness. And then when you feel that light weight of being in the now, then you pick the thought that you want to dwell in and get back to moving along with your faith. So the nothingness is actually propelling you to remain focused, holding yourself accountable, investing your time with positive thoughts, moving towards your dream, moving towards what you really want.
Amazing. Well put. Shradha, you're dropping some amazing bombs here. For those listening, you apply these principles, you can sense that, there's a lot of wisdom in this, and your life could be transformed. As we come toward the end of our time together, let's talk about H in the F.A.I.T.H system.
H is the most important acronym here, Yeukai, because without hunger, there is no movement, there is no pace, there is no reason why you should get what you want. Because hunger is your why. Why do you really want what you want?
Right.
If you get that answer to that reason, only then will you keep going. Without the answer, there is no, sort of passion to achieve your dream. And so on the 20th of May 2015, when my mother-in-law got up to beat me, I knew exactly what I wanted from life. I wanted a life that was full of pride, self-pride, and dignity, and a life worthwhile. I was done with being ridiculed and abused.
Yes.
And so I made that it became my business now to change my life. I made it my business. And so that hunger, like my mentor Les Brown again says, you got to be hungry. Without hunger, without the reason why you are even, great men and women have said, if you ask someone why they go to work, they will say, because you are expected to go to work. Everyone is going to work. You ask business owners, why are you having your business? And they're like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, and so is an entrepreneur, so even I want to be an entrepreneur. But they don't have that why specified.
Amazing.
And when you have that why specified, the hunger is there to keep your focus intact. And that's the F.A.I.T system going round and round and round. Again, it's the hunger that keeps your focus intact, and your focus is what keeps you hungry. So it's all interlinked. It's not the end, but the beginning of the end. And then you come back to the beginning and it goes again.
Amazing. This is amazing information you're sharing here with us. For those who want to carry on learning with you, where can they find you or connect with you?
They can write to me on Shradha, SHRADHA at shradhawtb.com, SHRADHAWTB.com. Shradha at shradhawtb.com. They can write to me. They can also reach out to me through Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitter. At the all my handles are at Shradha WTB. So I would love to be with them, and I would love to hear them out and probably help them get their faith intact.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well, you have it, guys. If you want to learn more of how to get more out of life, the F.A.I.T system is a very, as you could tell from our brief conversation, very proved system, very simple system that you can apply in your life. Alternatively, you can reach out to Shradha and you will be helped there. Any final thoughts here, Shradha, before we wrap up our conversation today?
Go believing in yourself and witness the breakthrough. Thank you, Yeukai, for having me here, and it was an absolute honor and my pleasure to serve you massively.
Thank you so much for sharing your wealth of wisdom, your experience with love, grace, and dignity. We appreciate that. And if you have caught that up, I'm going to encourage you to apply at least one of those things. If you can apply all of them, it is amazing how your life can turn out by applying what you learn. If I was to apply, for example, focus, it really resonate with me at this time where I've got so many projects going on, and I've just been reminded to really focus on exactly what I want, take control of my thoughts, have an accountability partner who's going to ensure that I keep on going straight ahead, and what level of hunger do I have to go after my dreams. With that hunger and passion, I will certainly get to where I want to. And of course, it's going to take time. Am I willing to invest that quality time to go after my dreams? So I want you to think about the same principle, the same concept, the way that Shradha has shared with us here today, and see your life take another leap in the right direction where your goals are. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to catching up with you on another episode. Until then, I hope you can join me on Clubhouse, where we are going live every day at 9 o'clock UK time. So, if you haven't caught one of our sessions, you definitely need to be there because amazing things are happening on Clubhouse. And with that said, have a great day, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. Shradha, once again, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you very much.
Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to Yeukai Business Show. We will be back to bring you more episodes with success stories and advice straight from the experts. Want more? Check out www.yeukai.businessshow.com. Get your free trial of our virtual assistant service today. Just visit www.worldoutsourcingsolutions.com. Quote WOS18 or send us an email at support@worldoutsourcingsolutions.com.